It was top lawyer and human rights activist Indira Jaising who appeared for Sanaullah in the High Court leading to his release. Our editor-in-chief Wasbir Hussain had an exclusive conversation with the top lawyer and human rights activist. Let's listen into the excerpts from the conversation.
The High Court in the very first hearing granted Sanaullah interim bail. That has come as a huge relief for the Army veteran who was declared a foreigner by a tribunal sent to a detention camp. So what does this case and the High Court's quick grant of interim bail reflect?
Well, first I'd like to say what it means for me. It releases an emotional dam. And I think as a lawyer, we wait for moments like this when we become the medium to get justice for people who have been unjustly detained. The right to life and liberty is the most precious right in the Constitution of India. And to answer your question, the signal given by the High Court is that they care about the right to life and liberty of every single person in this country. You call it a high-profile case, but I say he's just another ordinary citizen of India. It's true that he has served the nation, but when he comes before a court of law, he is a person seeking justice.
Yeah. Whether he's an army man, whether it is a VIP, VVIP, that's immaterial. A citizen cannot be declared a foreigner and sent to jail. So that is the basic problem.
Yes. So whereas I am thrilled with the message which the High Court gives by being swift, by being prompt, by respecting the right to liberty, I'm equally pained by the way in which the foreigners' tribunals are deciding cases of this kind. The basic issue is we are a country which we have never lived by documentation. We are not a country which has a strong database, for example, a birth certificate, a death certificate. And this gentleman was born at a time when it was not mandatory to have a birth certificate. Now you tell that person, prove that you were born in the country. What can he do apart from producing a secondary school leaving certificate which gives his date of birth, his passport which gives his date of birth, his discharge certificate which yet you have a tribunal which says you are not an Indian citizen. He's clearly covered by Section 31A of the Citizenship Act. He's a citizen by birth.
Right. Now, when you say that, when you question rather the tribunals, the way they handle the case. But the tribunals, the particular judge or the particular staff in that particular concerned tribunal might now argue, okay, fine, we based our judgment on the basis of the investigation report provided by whichever agency in the Assam government. In this case, it is the border police of the Assam police, border wing. Now, how do you counter this? Because is it not the responsibility of the tribunal and the judge concerned to actually go into the veracity of these documents and at least cross-check?
Yes. It is the law declared by the Supreme Court of India that, think of the word investigation.
Right.
Investigation means you proactively try to find out the truth. Yeah. You're not sitting there to just like a recording machine, like I can just take my phone and start recording A, B, C, D, E. But then I'm not an investigator, right? An investigator means a person who goes out of the way to ascertain the truth. The biggest thing, I think, which impressed the High Court is the fact that the investigation report says that he was a laborer on the very day that he was in public service, on the very day that he was a government servant, on the very day that he was serving in Manipur. So should the tribunal not have seen through the bogus nature of that report? That is the question.
No. As a lawyer and as a human rights activist, Ms. Indira Jaising, question is, what does it reflect on the investigations? Don't you think this case, after this case, the people's fate in the entire machinery investigating the nationality issue in Assam and perhaps similar exercises are going to start elsewhere in the country? So I think that will begin, already started a question mark in this whole exercise. And sense of doubt in the mind of the ordinary citizens.
See, let me tell you, it has come to my knowledge that even indigenous inhabitants of Assam have been declared foreigners. I'm sure you're aware of this.
2 cases have now come to light. It has been highlighted in the media. One, a notice had gone to a woman by the name of Madhubala Das. Madhubala Das had passed away 13 years ago. Now the police came and picked up Madhubala Mandal just because the first name matched. That person is in detention center for 3 years. I'm quoting media reports. This is not my own information. Now, second person is another indigenous person by the name of Nabeen Burman. Now, these are cases which has come to light. It's at the end of the day, it's up to the court to give a final verdict. But based on prima facie media reports, this is what is the case. That's what you are saying.
Well, yes. But I think the responsibility, as you yourself point out, is not just of the court. Every single person involved with the administration of fact-finding, with the police function, with law and order, I would say, right, political responsibility has to be taken for these issues as well. Because it's the top persons who set the tone of justice. This is why the High Court order is so important. It is also about messaging to the community that, look, we are here to supervise what is going on in our tribunals. But it's tragic. It's tragic because I feel that even one day of deprivation of liberty is something this country should not tolerate.